Remember that two wilderness journeys serve as metaphors for Lent. The 40 days that Jesus spent being tempted and tried, and the 40 years that Moses and the children of Israel wandered lost in the wilderness. Um, William Bridges wrote a classic book entitled Managing Transitions. It was written mainly for businesses and nonprofits, but it was required reading for my training in interim ministry. And I recommend it to anyone who is going through any kind of major life transition. We could all benefit from its wisdom right now because we are in a time of transition. Uh, a central metaphor for the book is the wilderness journey that Moses led from Egypt to the Promised Land. That's really the transition metaphor. One of Bridges' most valuable insights is that transitions are not just a physical journey. They are mental, emotional, and spiritual. And the outer transitions will be incomplete. They could even be disastrous if we do not attend to the inner transitions. The children of Israel were tempted and tried. They had to learn to live by faith. They had to gain a whole new identity and a new perspective and new insights for the sacred way that they would try to live in the Promised Land. And that's the reason why it took them 40 years to make the physical transition. They could have done that in just a matter of months, but it was the inner journey that took all that time. The wilderness that Jesus went into was entirely about the inner transition to prepare him for the ministry. He had to let go and die to his old self and let the Holy Spirit fill him completely so that he emerged at a different developmental level. He would not have had the powers and wisdom that he had without that wilderness transformation. And we would not be looking to him as our teacher and helper 2,000 years later without that. So today the whole world has entered a wilderness together. And like all true wildernesses, we have no map. We have no way of knowing when and where and how we are going to emerge. But we know that we will truly emerge from this time, not when everyone is healthy, but when we have undergone an inner transition of recovery and renewal and resurrection. And it will be into some new form of being individuals in a society. This transition will change us this time. The crisis calls for us to have greater vision, greater wisdom, greater compassion, greater love, in a truer sense of the oneness of all people in all the earth. That above all should be coming out of this is a sense of our oneness. This calling to this new perspective, this greater, more expansive way of looking at the world is not new, as we're going to hear in today's scriptures. But what is new is the absolute urgent necessity that we finally make this transition to full human maturity, to have what we call in our tradition the heart and mind of Christ. Our peers, our elders, our children, future generations, all living species, the creator of the universe, need us to undergo this transformation. So today we're going to reflect on what it means and on how we can make this wilderness journey ourselves as individuals and as a community. So let us worship together.